Devils have struggled to score goals lately, and they didn't score a ton against St. Louis. But wrapping up this 2-game road trip, they scored enough, and more importantly, they prevented St. Louis from really having any moments where they felt that they were in this game. Devils winning by a score of 3-1, and the 5-game losing streak, Chico, comes to an end.
Yeah, we were hoping for 3 wins when we left. When we started the season up again after the Olympic break. But losing at home to Buffalo was a heartbreaker, and that maybe even more in Pittsburgh. It just didn't come together, and then you're wondering what St. Louis going to bring. But you know what, Matty? Getting the win, that's what we want. We want to have joy. We want to have fun. We want to be entertained down the stretch for the Devils. They got, 22 games left now? So let's hope this is the start of some goals and wins, because that's why we're here.
While we await Timo Meier, who had a powerful game today, let's check out the highlights of this game. We may be interrupted when Timo makes his way to the microphone, but we will roll back the clock, if you will, to period number 1 as the Devils come to St. Louis, having lost 5 straight. The Blues struggling on their own. In many ways, these teams are mirror images of each other. Both had higher expectations, and neither team, barring a miracle, is going to make the postseason. So disappointment, certainly. Devils, though, played a good first period. They were outshot 12-11. They killed the St. Louis power play, but they looked to take the early lead. Arseny Gritsuk, he was noticeable today, but unfortunately he heard a little ringing in his ears. Turnover at center ice. Gritsuk gave me the shot off the post. Oh, blocker side, that close, Chico. It was that close, but it didn't count. We were scoreless after one. Sheldon Keefe shaking the lines up just a little bit today.
Yeah, and I think it helped, Matty. You know, I thought Brad had a really good game. Gritsuk was not only shooting, especially early on, but, you know, he liked playing with Jack. You could just tell. Maybe he overpassed a couple of times. I hope that's pointed out. You want to play with Jack and give it to him, but not every time. But I liked all 3 lines. And then, you know, Nico's line was going well. And so, yeah, and the defense seemed to be a little more involved. All the things that the Devils were hoping for from this game, especially the big W.
Yeah, Luke Hughes returning to the lineup, helping that offensive mindset from the blue line. While he did not score a goal, he did have an assist. 2 shots on goal in 20 minutes and 10 seconds of ice time in his first game since January 19th. When he got hurt against the Calgary Flames. Still, it was scoreless after 1. The Devils hoping to score the first goal of the game for the first time in 8 games, but there was a little more pinging going on early on. Gritsuk with it, finds Jack in stride, Hughes across the line, rips one, save made by Binnington. Where was the 5-hole there? Yeah. Now it's a chance for Pesce. He rings one off iron. And we were laughing because, of course, it was Jack Hughes scoring against Jordan Binnington, winning the gold medal for the U.S. with that golden goal when he went 5-hole. And that wasn't a 5-hole goal by Jack, but that's what the chuckle was. No chuckling, though, when Brett Pesce was not able to just put that puck maybe an inch lower and an inch more to the right.
Yeah, you know, the Devils, let's be honest, it's a 2-1 game. They scored with 5 seconds left. But they're within inches, and they're the right inches. It's seeming to go their way, and let's see if it continues Tuesday.
So it was still scoreless early in the second period, and then finally the Devils were able to jump on the lead train as Timo Meier scored his 16th of the season. 2-on-1 for the Devils, and they score! Timo Meier rips it home, and the Devils lead 1-0. 16th goal of the season for Timo Meier. That was the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. It came at 5:37 of the second period, and for the first time in 8 games, the Devils scored the first goal and took the lead.
Yeah, it was a dandy, and they shot it through Binnington again. I know I'm sounding harsh on him, but he's not staying tight. And I don't know if Timo Meier saw it, but Timo Meier shot the puck between his blocker and his pants. You can't let shots go through you, although he did, and the Devils celebrated because they needed that lead. They hadn't had that in a while.
St. Louis, not a stout team defensively, but if you give up goals like that, it'll work against your team. Goals against average. But Binnington, 8 wins, now 18 losses. He's 8-18-6. And just not Binnington-like performance.
No.
So the Devils are happy about that. They're happy that they were able to take the 1-0 lead. But to Binnington's credit, he made a save on Meyer later in the period. Timo had a tip that Binnington stopped. Another one by Timo Meyer that was stopped by Binnington. And so it stayed 1-0. You knew the next goal would be awfully important. What we did not know was that it would come on the power play, which it did, though. At 19:13 of the second period, Jack Finley was called for a hook. Brett Pesce on the shift, looked like a knee-to-knee hit. He went down. He got up. He was angry. He wanted to come off, but he knew he couldn't, so he goes back in the play, Chico. He just shows some guts on the play.
Yeah, and then he draws the penalty, and so it turned out well. He came back later. I mean, I don't know if his knee will be a little sore, but it wasn't sore enough that he couldn't finish the game.
No, thank goodness for that. And then when the Devils go on the power play, we know their troubles. They had a power play earlier in the game when Matthew Kessel was called for second period slash at the start of the period. So they were 0 for 20 in their last 20-man advantage situations. But with Finley off for the hook, it was a great combination getting together again. Jack Hughes takes it across the line, skates behind the net, comes out near side to Hamilton, blast, scores! Great setup, wonderful finish, a power play goal for Dougie Hamilton, and the Devils extend to 2-0. Hamilton's 8th goal of the season, 4th power play goal. Jack Hughes picks up the primary assist. At 19:44, Jacob Markstrom picks up his 3rd assist of the season.
Wow, I like that. And we'll get to that later in the game. He has an assist, but maybe he wants to get a goal, too. We'll see if that's the case.
So he joins, now it's not the record, but he joins goalies like Vitek Vanacek, who had 3 assists in 22-23.
Okay.
Chris Terreri, Sean Burke, back in the day, Elaine Chevrier.
Wow.
And in the first season of Devils hockey, 1982-83, Glenn Resch had 3 assists.
Dandies, too, Matty. Oh.
Were they all secondary, or did you get a couple of primaries?
Oh, it had to be primary.
Absolutely. Tape to tape?
Yeah, it had to be. From the goal line up to center ice. Let's go with that.
So, congratulations to you, and
Thank
congratulations to Jacob Markstrom, whose secondary assist helped lead to the Hamilton goal that gave the Devils that all-important 2-0 lead. So into the third period we would go. Jack Hughes, well, he's just been a whirling dervish since he has returned to full health, and he came up with, well, it would have been a brilliant highlight goal, a spinorama that Binnington stayed with. Backhand spin shot by Jack Hughes, stopped by Binnington. Well, Jack was knocked down on the play, but he ended with 5 shots on goal in 16 minutes of ice time, and it was a big game for Jack Hughes as well. So we make our way toward the late stages of the game. Binnington was pulled with a little over 3 minutes to go. That's open to the left as we view it. Puck is behind the Devils' net, and this is what happened. He's got a chance. Oh, he sends it up off of Buchnevich. It almost went in, but then on the recovery, the pass out in front, and Buchnevich does score. Up Timo Meyer. Sorry, you're down there. Thank you very much. Oh, I didn't. Well, no, and we should apologize for not having you on sooner. But unfortunately, that puck went in, and the shutout went by the boards. But you can't blame Jake from trying to get a goal there.
And you know what, Timo, that shot you just gave us was your 10th shot of the night, and you deserved it because, yeah, you had a great night. I'm just saying, from what I'm watching, it was entertaining. How did you feel? What did you want to accomplish as you came into this game?
Yeah, just bring energy, and I thought we needed to have more energy as a team, more fun playing, and we did a good job starting off the game. Right, I thought we gave a little bit too many rush chances to them in the first period, but then second period we really played our game. We played quick. That's how I got my goal there with playing quick, and then that gives us odd man rushes, and yeah, I like to shoot from that spot.
You mentioned wanting to have fun. Winning is fun. That's what brings the enjoyment to the game. So with the losing and the lack of scoring, how did you create that fun? Like, how did you get that mindset of let's go out and just have fun today?
Well, just, not really focusing on the outcome, just focusing on the little things that will lead up to that. We've struggled with scoring goals, but I think it's a little bit too much in our head, so you can't be thinking about scoring a goal when you get the puck in the D zone. So it's one play at a time, and I thought we did a much better job of this tonight. Great performance by our goalie, and just an overall good effort by everybody. And like you said, it's fun winning.
Well, Timo, I'm not bragging, but if you remember, I talked to you when we started after the Olympic break, and you remember what I said? Hit the net. I'm a goalie. Timo, your shot is lethal. And do you know where your goal went in on the goalie?
So over the pad.
Over the pad between the blocker and his pants. Mm-hmm. So you shot it through him. And I know you know that. How many shots did he end up with tonight?
Timo wound up with 8 shots on goal, but 9 others were directed toward the net. Wow. Some were blocked, some missed the target. But you were peppering Jordan Binnington's work area.
Yeah, you gotta. If I like to shoot, so if I get in that, if I get close to the net, I'm gonna take it to the net. So one's gonna go in if you. Like Chico said, hit the net.
Were you always a shooter? I mean, back in the day, growing up in Switzerland, always a guy who said, if I got a chance, I'm shooting?
Yes, it's always been my game. I think, I got to continue to do that. If we have traffic in front of net, and it's going to might not go in right away, but it's going to create second chance. So I think overall as a team, we can do a better job of getting more stuff to the net with traffic and find some ugly goals.
Especially when you got a little zip on it like you do. And I know, in Switzerland it's kind of a finesse game. But, Timo, I'm just curious because I like this kind of thing. Was it a young boy, or when did you realize, listen, I've been blessed with a little extra bit on my shot?
Well, to be honest, I always, I was pretty confident in myself. I always believed in myself.
Good.
But, probably realized that when I came over to North America and the junior league and kind of really found my game, what kind of player I have to be to really make it. So I think that's probably the time where I really found my strengths.
Did you really practice I'm just wondering, did you spend a lot of time practicing your shot? Because some guys, like Ovechkin just had a natural zip on his shot, or did it develop, or did you always kind of have a little extra?
You'd have to ask my parents. They'll tell you that I broke the washers when I was just shooting shooting at it. So no, I've always liked to shoot the puck, and I always like to put the puck in the net. So I'm gonna hopefully continue to do that.
Is that washer and dryer on display in your home like Sidney Crosby's dryer is in his house as a tribute to his learning at an early age?
No, I don't think my mother would have thought that I'm going to end up playing in the NHL, and that washer could be something worth. So, no, that washer does not exist anymore.
Great stuff, Timo. And, it's just we're having fun, and I know you guys want it more than anybody. But, down the stretch, you don't know what's going to happen. But it appears that everybody's just going to give it all they have down the stretch here and get as many wins as they can.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do. Just focus one day at a time. But, we can't lose the belief in each other. Go out there every night and, go on a run here. We won the game. Now our focus is on the next game to win the next game, and you never know.
You never know. You keep faith alive, keep hope alive. Timo, thanks for your patience. And thank you very much for joining us on the postgame show.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Timo. That was
I can just see him waiting there going, all right, another highlight.
Well, I heard him down there, but whoever was doing it, he didn't say he was there.
Yeah.
But I heard noise, and that was pretty patient. And he was patient on that goal.
Yeah.
The other thing about that goal, they got burnt last night, and 2 games ago on a bad change in Pittsburgh, right? That goal was a bad change by the Blues, and that's why he had the room to go down the right side as a left-handed shot and just rip it. So, things maybe are turning around for our New Jersey Devils.
We can only hope they'll return to action on Tuesday to take on the Florida Panthers. One last highlight before we go. Nervous time, yeah. There was a minute 18 to go when that misplay, we'll call it, occurred, and Buchnevich made it a 2-1 game. After a couple of tries at an empty net, the Devils showed some unselfishness as they scored the final goal. Heischer with it along the near side, tries to get it out, can't. Now it comes clear, glove down at center ice, taken by the Devils. Here's Pratt, finds a man in front, they score. It's Nico Heischer, whose shot went off of Broberg and in, and the Devils will win this one. It's 3-1. As the Devils pick up their 29th win of the season. Well done, gentlemen, and now everybody can breathe a little easier, and fun, as Timo said, may now return in a greater supply.
Well, even when I was with the Devils and we weren't very good, you get to
when you were getting 3 assists.
Yeah, right. No goals, but 3 assists. But you know what, Matty? You start playing for the future, right? Because you want the fans to be excited about next year. You don't want to limp in and just have a dour attitude, and you've transferred that to the fans. I'm just saying, if the Devils can start to win, and like Timo and some of these players that we've been counting on that aren't having their best years, I get it. But if they can start acquiring some of that, then at least the fans, through what unfortunately may be a long summer, because I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs, at least they'll start to have anticipation that next year is going to be different.
Yep, there's still time this season, but really it's about looking ahead and get that started. You said that in the pregame show.
Yeah, and one day at a time, like he says.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all you can do. So the Devils come up with goals from Meyer, Hamilton, and Heischer, and they win 3-1. Jacob Markstrom with the victory, now 16-14 and 1 on the season. The Devils captain spoke after the game.
Nico, just for this group, the significance, you guys have been searching for that win over the last 2 games, just coming out of the break, knowing that you're going into a long homestand here, just what's sort of like the feeling to sort of break through in a game like this?
It feels good to get rewarded, I feel like. Like I mentioned after the last game, I think those were tough losses. We didn't get outplayed or anything, lots of chances and didn't score, but I think today we brought a very detailed effort, and we scored some goals and won the game. So
what was the difference maybe in those detailed efforts that you're kind of referring to, that you played well in the last game, but it just didn't?
The difference is very small. Sometimes winning and losing it's not a lot. It doesn't take a lot. And I think it was today, I've honestly felt it was like a similar effort, and we played the first 2 games, and the first 2 we lost, and this one we won. So like I said, I think we're playing well enough defensively to set us up to be in those games and to be in tight games. And now, we just got to put the pucks in the net, and that's when we can win some games. And I think better timing for us to have a little home stretch now and get going offensively. And if we keep our defense like that, then we're going to win more games than we lose.
We were talking yesterday just about 2 days ago, just about the idea of gripping your stick a little tight. When you do end up getting 3 goals as a team, especially when, it's really been 1 over the last couple of games, what can that do and elevate for a group?
Just a little confidence booster for sure. That's pretty much it. You get 1 in the back of the net. It's natural. You get confidence, and you want to do it again and again, and then we got to build on that.
Nico Heischer speaking with Amanda Stein of our content team, who travels as the Devils team reporter. They did score 3 goals. 1 was into the empty netter, and that doesn't really officially count. There was 2 goals with a man in net. I get it, but 3 goals, that's the last time they won.
Oh, no.
They beat Nashville in overtime 3-2 with it, and then 5 straight losses since.
Well, you know who that goal does count, who does mean something to? The guy we just listened to. He sure scored it. That's got to feel good. But like what I said, and this is what's mystifying. He said, we didn't play that bad in Pittsburgh, and they didn't. He said, this game was similar, although I don't think St. Louis is as good as Pittsburgh. But again, they did get that first shot by Timo Meyer. He shot it through the goalie. I'm just going to tell you, Matty, when I teach goalies, stay tight, make them beat you to the outside, but don't let them go through you. Oh, that guy's shooting the way he does. He can zip them through the goalies, and he did today.
We had hoped to hear from Sheldon Keefe, but unfortunately not able to deliver that to our audience. However, we know that you'll be able to listen to hear what he had to say and watch it as well on the Devils website, as that will be produced and put on the website for all of our Devils fans. But at any rate, I'm sure Sheldon had a smile on his face because there's nothing like winning.
No, there isn't. And, Maddie, there's nothing like hope like winning.
Mm-hmm.
Winning gives you hope. Losses get you down. Let's be honest. And we were kind of playing that we were hopeful with this Devils team, but until they got a win, there was still something in me saying, yeah, I hope they win, but I'm not sure. But now I am sure. And when the game's over, I'm sure.
So the Devils win in St. Louis. They end their losing streak at 5, and they get ready for the Florida Panthers on Tuesday night at Prudential Center, a game that we'll have here for you on the Devils Hockey Network.